This is one of the most disturbing experiments in American history, and almost nobody knew that it happened. While the Manhattan Project was the race to build the first atomic bomb, another secret team was quietly experimenting on human beings. No warning, no consent, just injections of one of the most deadliest substances on Earth, plutonium. And the craziest part is, some of the subjects didn't learn the truth until 50 years later. I'm Xavier Cross, and this is Uncharted Secrets. Let's uncover the hidden chapter inside of the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project wasn't just a scientific mission. It was a massive wartime machine that involved over 600,000 workers, dozens of secret laboratories, and millions of dollars in classified funding. All focused on one goal: to build the first atomic bomb to beat Nazi Germany. But beneath all that engineering and physics, there was another program taking shape. A program designed to answer a terrifying question: what does plutonium do to the human body? And they were not looking for volunteers. Back then, radiation was still a mystery. No long-term safety data, no guidelines, no real understanding of the danger. Scientists needed answers. How much plutonium can a body absorb? Where does it travel? How long does it stay in the bones or organs? And what happens over time? To them, this wasn't optional. This was urgent. And that urgency led them down a dark path. A path that involved real patients who had absolutely no idea what was about to be done to them. From 1945 to 1947, at least 18 people were secretly injected with plutonium. These were not soldiers. These were not volunteers. They were everyday people in hospitals across the country. And here are the three of the most documented cases. Ed Cade was a 53-year-old laborer. He survived a car crash and was taken to Oak Ridge Hospital. But before doctors fixed his broken bones, they injected him with plutonium. They labeled him HP-12. Not a name, but a number. For months, they collected data, urine, and his teeth, all without his knowledge. He left that hospital never knowing what truly had happened to him. Case 2. Albert Stevenson was diagnosed with cancer, which he in fact did not have. But the doctors told him that he needed treatment. A treatment was plutonium. He carried radioactive material inside his body for the next 20 years, never truly knowing why his health completely changed. Case 3. Elmore Allen, a 36-year-old railroad porter, was injected in 1947. Later, his leg was amputated, partially for medical reasons, partially because scientists wanted bone samples. He wouldn't have learned the truth until decades later. What makes this story even darker isn't just the experiment themselves, it's the mindset behind them. Inside the Manhattan Project, secrecy wasn't just a rule, it was a culture. Everything was classified. Everyone worked on small pieces of a giant puzzle. Most people didn't even know what they really were contributing to. And when that culture of secrecy collides with wartime pressure, a dangerous idea took root. If it helps the mission, it's justified. If plutonium research could protect the workers, if the atomic bomb could end the war, if silence kept the project secure, then cutting ethical corners felt necessary. Scientists convinced themselves that patients wouldn't understand if they were told. Revealing the truth might risk national security, and that the mission was too important to slow down. The real danger wasn't just the radiation. It was the belief that the mission mattered more than the people inside. That mindset, more than anything, is what allowed the experiment to happen. The studies were more than just plutonium. Plutonium wasn't the only experiment. The program also included uranium injection studies to measure kidney damage thresholds, radioactive calcium and iron studies, some involving pregnant women and children, whole body radiation tests where people were sealed inside rooms for days. It was a system of hidden studies. For almost 50 years, the story remained buried in classified files. But then, in 1993, an investigation report uncovered references to human plutonium injections. That discovery forced a federal investigation. The Advisory Committee on Human Radiation Experiments reviewed thousands of secret scientific documents, hospital files, classified memos, interviews with family. Their conclusion: most subjects were never told, never asked, and never given a choice. Some families received compensation, but Many questions were never fully answered. So why does this story matter? The Manhattan Project didn't just create the first atomic bomb and reshape medical ethics. Because of this experiment, we now have consented forms, independent review boards, ethical guidelines for all research, and strict protection for human subjects. These guidelines exist because of what happened. It's a reminder that even during progress, ethics must never be ignored. And when secrecy goes too far, innocent people pay the price. The Manhattan Project changed warfare forever, but hidden inside it was a chapter almost no one talked about. A chapter of secrecy, a chapter of human testing, a chapter that shows how far people will go when fear, urgency, and science collide. I'm Xavier Cross, and this is Uncharted Secrets. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more stories.